So we see the problems, and the problems are many. We see them here, and you have brought up numerous problems. Now the question is, as people who are people of faith, as people who are called to be disciples, as people who are called to follow these Catholic social teachings, what do we do about it?
Get involved.
Okay.
Start doing something.
How?
Pick a group to get involved with. Start your own neighborhood watch. Start by raising your own families. Start by educating your own families.
I think to speak to something that Karen is saying, there's a group that I worked with that still works. It's called the Courage Program that works out of St. Germain's Parish. And so we worked with young single moms. And Maureen Shields would call them to accountability. She would sit with them, and they would come in, and she would say, with one baby, all things are possible, you know. But if you repeat and come back and come back and come back, we're not here for you. So there was that accountability early on that she would call. We will help you get through an education. Some of them were thrown out of their homes. And these were not girls from Pilsen. I'm talking Oak Lawn, I'm talking, you know, when Lawrence High School was there, and I was there. But the point was, Maureen said, you've lost your accountability. And I think that speaks to what Karen is saying. At all ages, if you've got the 2-year-old or the 4-year-old, you expect something of them, you've got to be accountable.
And like you say, it just doesn't happen in one nationality. I think it happens on everyone's nationality. And it's, you know, it's got to do with not us raising our children, but raising, like that saying, a village raises our children, or I'm not sure how that goes, but to raise our children. And I think that's really, you know, what we need to do. We see a kid down the corner, we know who he is, we know what he's doing. Do we say anything? No, we choose to turn the other way. So it's really, that falls right back on us. Because, you know, in order for something to happen, a change, we have to stand up. Yeah. If we close our eyes and pretend we didn't see it, what are we starting? Right. You know, how?
Making it worse.
Right.
I think we have to start out with, from cradle end, we have to be involved, whether it's a scouting group or any after-school program to volunteer for. There are people, like Kath was saying, these moms don't know how to raise their child. Right. So I think that we all need to step out, and you're not just going to be able to stop that kid on a train. By that time, it's not going to. We need to get to that kid before he starts tagging it, and find out a way that we could volunteer our time, even just a little bit.
I was listening to what you said, Rocio, and when you brought up that statement, it takes a village, it made me think, perhaps what we need to start thinking of is, it takes a church. Yeah. And it takes us to be church, to really be what we're called to be, to make a difference in this world.